Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, man. We're talking about tonight's episode of Banshee called Evil for Evil. If you haven't had an opportunity to watch that episode, stop listening now, man. Major spoilers. I'm just going to kind of give you guys a summary of what we saw in tonight's episode. Kai Proctor is in prison. Lucas Hood put him there. Lucas Hood utilized Kai Proctor's stripper, who I believe her name was Juliet, to get information about some weapons and a hidden passageway that's located inside of the basement of Kai Proctor's home, where the, I guess you could say the wine cellar. Behind the door, there's this room that's almost like this holy room, if you will, man, almost like a sanctuary, and it had all these weapons inside of there. A lot of those weapons were utilized in season 1 and a little bit into season 2 to hurt some people, okay? And you know, brass knuckles, Viking stuff, I mean, stuff that he's chopped people with, you name it, it was there. They collect all that information, they take it back to the Banshee police department. Gordon Hopewell returns back home now, and it looks like he's trying to change, man. He uses this amazing time, man, to kind of catch up with Deva and to catch up with Deva and Max, because Max is now back home after his little incident. We know that Max is sick, very sick, and Carrie Hopewell has to get Max some money so that she can they can get Max into surgery and correct that problem, okay? Or provide him with care, I should say. Gordon says, "I'm going to do better, I promise," talking to Deva. That was in response to Deva saying, "You just need to be around, Dad." It was just a really awesome moment between a father and a daughter. And then you also get a moment to where Gordon gets to see Carrie a little bit later on in the episode. And they share this moment where it kind of gives you hope that there's a future for them. Even if you don't really want it, because you kind of want Anna, who is Carrie, to go back with Lucas, who is, we don't know yet. That's funny, right? But what's kind of cool about this, man, is that it just kind of lets you know that the show is progressing, but there are still elements of the show that stay true and elements of the show that will always be constant, and that is the relationships between Gordon Hopewell, the hope of them getting back together, and showing how their relationship is beginning to heal because they're married. They have to get through this so that they can be yeah, I should say good friends for their children. The relationship between Deputy Kelly and Lucas Hood has evolved, man. They're steady, if you will. And when I say this steady, you know, when I use that word, I don't use it lightly, man. I think they really are an item. Which I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I want Lucas Hood to be happy. I know that with him being with Anna or Carrie, he's not happy. It seems like it's never going to work out. It almost seems like a Californication type situation with Lucas and Carrie Hopewell as of lately. And you want him to be happy. There was this incident, man, where the stripper Juliet is giving Lucas Hood some information when she is being asked to help out, but when she's being asked by Lucas Hood and Deputy Kelly, that she says that Kai Proctor only uses her. You know, I don't mean anything to Kai Proctor. And Deputy Kelly kind of relates to the stripper Juliet as far as how Kai treats her is the exact same way that Lucas treats her. They don't talk after sex. They just have sex and that's it. And there's silence. Well, there's this moment, man, before something happens at the Banshee Police Department where Lucas Hood says, "Ask me anything, and I'll tell you everything right now." couple of seconds go by, and there's nothing but silence, and then a cell phone rings, and that's the Banshee Police Department ringing about something that happened over there. We'll go into that a little bit later on. Job has found Rabbit's brother. Rabbit's brother, who is also known as Jor-El on Smallville, who's also the priest on Banshee, going back to Banshee, putting you back into that world. Job knows who he is. He has a picture, a photo, information on him, so that's probably what's going to play out next week. Job did the job with Carrie from last week, and he was caught, or should I say Carrie was caught by Lucas. And so that gig is up, I guess you can say that. But she did get money, and she brought that money back to Gordon, delivered it to him for Max, which is an amazing job. I love that. I just love that. Sugar Bates is definitely terrified right now, and he should be, because Kai Proctor is on a warpath. All the meat in Kai Proctor's meat factory is gone. It's dead. It's useless. It's over. And Kai Proctor is extremely pissed. The relationship between Kai Proctor and Rebecca has more tension, and I'm not going to comment on that anymore, okay? I'm pretty sure you can figure what that is. There's just tension there, and it's building. All right? The Bowtie Man was given the order to kill the stripper. That will happen in next week's episode. I love that Bowtie Man. I think he's a really, really great actor. And his character is just fascinating. I can't wait to see more of that. Rebecca is struggling, man, with the death of Jason Hood. And pretty much any relationship that she tries to get in, Kai Proctor destroys or kills. And that's starting to weigh on her. Everything is pretty much caught up right now. I think I covered pretty much every single thing. There's really nothing else. I will say that one of my favorite characters came back tonight, and that is Allison. Allison Medding, I believe her name is. I'm actually positive that that is her name. She's the ADA inside of the show. And I think it's just awesome, man. I think that what happened tonight, man. Gordon and Lucas Hood, they go into the ADA's office and they start having this measuring contest of their sticks and choice words. And Allison, man, she calls them on it, and I just love it, man. I love her character, man. She's very strong, man. Strong woman, man. I love that. So you'll see a lot more of her, man. You'll see definitely a lot more of her. The warrant that Lucas Hood used to arrest Kai Proctor, excuse me, it's getting late. The warrant is a false warrant. It's if you ever watched The Wire, there was an incident where a police officer said that they have an informant. They wouldn't give a name, and the information that the informant gave doesn't hold up in court because the informant is not real. Well, that's what happened with Lucas Hood and Kai Proctor. Lucas broke into Kai Proctor's basement because of the information that the stripper gave to Lucas Hood. And that's how he arrested Kai Proctor. And Kai Proctor is in jail right now. He is in jail, and he's angry, man. He's just doing push-ups and exercises, and he's building up power. And it's going to be violent, man, when he gets out of there. Ladies and gentlemen, that's enough, man, talking about tonight's episode. As far as that aspect of the episode, I want to talk about something controversial. I want to talk about the other events that happened tonight. And it's going to be very hard to get through this one. So bear with me and go to part 2, or excuse me, probably part 3 of this of this podcast. I might try to bunch them all together, but go find the one that will say Deputy Emmett Yawners' name. That's what we're going to talk about. Thanks again for listening. We're out here.